Hey guys, welcome to the Stone and Crane Show. We're going to be doing some talks today on a bunch of stuff: Super Bowl, Pro Bowl talks, some trade talks, a few other things. Stone, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. I've had better weeks, but
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk about some football, man.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's get into it. What's the first thing you want to touch on?
Let's start where we finished last week. Talk about the Pro Bowl.
All right.
What was?
I'm,
Let's go with
Go
your
ahead.
take first.
I'll start it, man. I watched a little bit of it. I was off and on. I put it on Sunday night. Uh, Watched a little bit of it. Finished it up Monday morning. Um, Noticed I wanted to see what the viewership looked like, mainly how many views it would get. And then the last I checked, yesterday it was right around like 600,000, which still kind of low.
Yeah,
I found it kind of entertaining. It was kind of fun. Of course, I think I had more fun watching Snoop and Marshawn Lynch go towards the end of it was fun. But by that point, the
yeah,
game was pretty. It was over. They didn't, having them play one quarter each. I thought was a little weird because at that point, games like that can be blown out. Especially with Madden with such small quarters. But it was entertaining. Having those different guys go at each other, having them talk crap back and forth, and do those things. It was fun. It was a little drawn out with some of the in betweens and other players talking at the halftime stuff, and I don't know.
yeah,
It was better than I expected. We'll leave it a little bit there.
yeah. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I did not watch any of it live or any of it on stream at all. I watched highlights and I saw some tweets about it and stuff like that. Um, I will say the MVP was Kyler Murray. Should have been Bubba Wallace.
Should have been Bubba Wallace.
But I guess they probably gave it to him because Bubba isn't a football player.
Yeah,
But man,
yeah.
does
I
he know
don't
how to
know.
play some Madden, dude.
Yeah.
He knows how to
What?
play Madden better than Jamal Adams, man. I was a little disappointed watching Jamal Adams because I don't know if you saw, but he played four verts. You know, four verts is
Yeah.
four times in a row
Yeah.
in the same drive.
Ran to the tight end every time.
Yeah,
Right? And then I was going to touch on that too because that's the flaws of Madden, right? You can take advantage and you run because he was running hurry up offense too, wasn't he? So he
I
was
believe so. Yeah,
taking advantage of not being able to switch your defenses up and do some weird things in that game. And if you don't know what you're doing, it's hard to adjust in that game.
yeah,
So it's weird. So yeah.
yeah. It was cheesy for sure, but yeah, I enjoyed. Um, Commentating and smack talk, all that stuff. That was fun. That was good. Um, I think in the situation they had, this was pretty much about as good as they probably could have gotten it. It was cool. The Madden thing was definitely cool, man.
I enjoyed it. I the only thing I could have thought is if you had Madden, you got some stuff. I get getting the players to do it, and to the celebrities, I thought maybe you should have got maybe some professional Madden players, like some of the pro guys, get one or two, one on each side to play,
Oh
and
yeah,
have
that'd
them,
been real cool.
to have them play. I thought that could have been bring some more element to it, because those
Oh
guys really
yeah,
know what they're doing, and
yeah,
to maybe
and
highlight the game of what it's capable of in general. For people like me and you who are really into video games, and I watch a lot of streamers, and with what those guys bring to the table, it's a whole nother level of video game playing. Those guys think they're good at games. They're nothing compared to the high level Madden players in the world. So
no man, yeah, I've. It's been a while, but I did watch some esport Madden stuff. A couple years back, and yeah, that stuff. It's cool. It's fun to watch, but this Pro Bowl, I mean, it was never gonna be something really cool.
yeah,
It is what it is. It was fun.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think we
For what
should
it was.
read too much into it. So
No, no, for what, and like I said, I mean, I was actually more entertaining than I thought it was going to be for what I had watched of it. I didn't watch the whole however long it was, hour and 20 minutes, whatever it ended up being. I think hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, I think, on this here. And then if you were watching it live, I'm sure it was a lot longer, right? Because of commercials and things like that. So um, I didn't watch it. Like I said, I was just kind of skipping through some of the parts of the other people that I didn't care about that were talking and doing some of that things. But yeah, I was more entertained than I thought I was going to be by some of the players and things like that. But yeah, I don't see it being. It's definitely a one-off. Hopefully for our world. Hopefully we can get
Yeah.
back to
It
regular.
seems to be by this time next year, hopefully, looks like there's a chance there'll be some more normalcy, but
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But good for them to try something. I'm happy to see them try.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Okay, let's get into let's start off with this Matthew Stafford trade, man.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about a little bit on how um big trades, especially considering quarterbacks just don't really happen in the NFL. And I know you kind of I think you sway a little bit more on the spectrum of, where you get drafted is where you should play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I think personally, I like this. I like this trade a lot. I think having more of this would be fun in the NFL personally. Um, but get into it a little more specific. Um, Winners and losers of this trade. What do you think?
I mean, it's a weird one, man. I think this is really good for Matt, right? And Matt Stafford, this is definitely a win for him personally. You go to a team that's
Yes.
going to actually contend for him to win a title. He's a good guy, man. He's paid his dues in Detroit, an organization that we know, right? Living in Wisconsin and being Packer fans, that organization sucks, and they just can't get over that hump for whatever it is, whatever
Yeah.
reason. I don't know, whatever that poor guy just can't. He just can't do it, And the guy's a good quarterback. He's really talented, and
Yeah.
he makes mistakes. He's a. In my opinion, I was talking to my brother the other day. In my opinion, he's a better version of Tony Romo. I think he makes better plays. He's just really good. But he's still has issues with turnovers and things like that. But I think down there, with the Rams, he's going to be good. He's towards the end of his career, but it's a win for him. As far as the win, who wins? I don't know, man. As LA, you give up a lot of first round picks, but how often do first round picks really pan out? It's Detroit wins, sure. Because you never know, man. Goff could. I don't know. It's hard to tell, man.
Yeah.
It's really you Detroit. You get some first round picks. You get Goff. You could turn those around and end up getting something good out of it.
Yeah.
And you definitely. I think it's a win for everybody involved. Personally, I don't think really anybody loses in that trade. LA got what they wanted. Detroit got a lot out of it, and Matt Stafford goes somewhere he wants to be, and Goff gets out of the situation he definitely doesn't want to be in anymore.
Yeah.
So everybody involved is a winner, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest winner, if the Lions organization can turn this around, I think this is a great step in the right direction. And Jared Goff, who's still relatively young, he's 26, 27, right around there, and you're getting 2 first-round picks and a third for those 2022 and 2023 are those first-round picks, so those got some potential depending on how the Rams do. If the Rams completely fall apart, it could be a real big upside for Lions, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. For LA, it's a win now mentality, right? They're missing that extra piece. We see it in the Packer game. They're missing a quarterback. They're missing the deep threat ball. They never had to worry about it. And with Matthew Stafford there, they have the talent there to make them a better team, and he brings that extra edge. So
yeah, if the Rams keep Wood and Cup, which are their 2 primary wide receivers, which are both really good receivers, and definitely both have potential to be a couple of the best. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really big year for the Rams. I mean, if they don't, I mean, they made the playoffs this year, but if they don't, I say if they don't make the NFC Championship next year, it's a loss already.
Yeah.
Even in year one. I know they'll probably give it at least 2 years, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, the Lions, they got some time with a new coach and everything to get things going, and these picks won't come together until 2021 they get that third round, and then 2022, 2023 is their first rounds that they get. So.
Yeah. You just build your team more, and that's like I said, it's a potentially it could win for all parties involved, and everybody could win out of it. It just we'll see what happens.
Okay, going on to possibility of Deshaun Watson getting traded. Now, This guy, unlike Matthew Stafford, definitely feels like he has a chance at maybe winning the MVP one day. I think he's got that potential. He's still super young. He's got so much upside. Watching him play football, I mean, he looks. It's hard to see, he. Almost hate to say this, but he looks like a better version of Russell Wilson, I think, personally.
Oh, yeah.
I think he has definitely more upside than Wilson had. I mean, Wilson, I think, first of all, talking about Russell Wilson, I think he definitely did a lot more in the NFL than I think people thought he could do. Especially from a quarterback coming from Wisconsin, or at least Wisconsin college football, you don't see that. So
drafted really late, too.
Yeah. But do you think? Okay, my questions to you is: do you think Watson will be traded? And if you do, where do you think he's going?
I don't, man. Those are hard because right now the organization doesn't have. They said that they had no desire to trade him, right? So once again, that goes into that's hard because I think we've talked a little bit before. Is as an organization, how do you handle a player that doesn't want to play for you? Because is he going to give 100%? Does he even play? Does he decide to sit out? Does he do that type of mentality? Does he have that in him to not play? Does he just, nope, I don't want to play, so I'm just going to sit here and not play? And then if they decide to trade him, then I think, man, that's open because I think every team out there could even, I know Carolina's hunting for him hard right now. I think the last I seen, they had like 3 different options out there like that. They're trying to get him. So, I mean, if I was a team and I needed a quarterback, I would be willing to get rid of almost whatever they wanted to get him. I mean, that's, I know we touched a little bit earlier on, when we talked a little bit about the Rodgers stuff and what would you be willing to get potentially a career quarterback for your organization? And Watson's that guy. His stats are crazy, man. If you look at what he's done, he's had some bad teams, but his stats are really good. Mm-hmm. And a really talented quarterback. So he could end up in Carolina, but I mean, it's hard. That's the team, but that's what the people in the know are saying. That's who are hunting for him. But we could wake up tomorrow.
I mean, people were saying,
New England, you never know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People when Matthew Stafford, and that whole thing started happening, and people were trying to find trade options. I don't think a lot of people pegged LA as a big option. So I definitely. I don't think he'll go to Panthers just because of something like that. I think if he does get traded, it'll be something a little more underlying that people aren't looking into as much. I would love to see him get traded to the Jags.
That'd be fun.
Getting traded for that first round pick, I think that's a win-win. Jags, with their new head coach. What's his name?
Is it Urban Meyer?
Meyer, yeah, Urban Meyer. They get a quarterback that they know is good, and Houston effectively gets to restart with potentially the best quarterback in this draft class. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that could be a win-win. I don't know if it'll happen, um, but we'll see. I guess only
Yeah,
time
I
will
mean,
tell.
yeah. What do you do? I mean, that's hard, right? With the Jags, I mean, that's definitely a toss-up. Do you go with proven talent, or do you go with unproven talent? Because we never know what Trevor Lawrence can bring to the table. I mean, we haven't talked about this on this cast yet, but I mean, I have really high expectations for that guy. So I think that Lawrence can be a stud. So, but then again, there's everyone thought Ryan Leaf was going to be a great quarterback, and look where that ended up. So, I mean, if I were the Jags, I say trade, try to get him. But I mean,
So
I don't know. It's so hard to do, man. We talk about it. We can get into a little bit with with the Packers organization with teams trying to hunt him down with Rodgers. It's just, what do you give up to get that talent level? Do the Jags want to give up that potential for somebody like that to get somebody like Watson? It's really hard. It's hard. That's why I can probably never do that job. It's a hard trigger to pull.
yeah, man, sure is, man.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about trades?
I think
I think
it's
that's
time to get into this big game that we got coming
all
up
right.
here.
Super Bowl, man. All right. Tom Brady.
55.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about the fact that out of Brady's career, he's been in 50% of the Super Bowls played in his career. I don't know if you heard about that stat.
No, that's stupid
Yeah.
though.
50% of them that have been available for him to play and he's played in. It's insane, man. I know it's that's a pretty insane number to think about, man. So we can go on from there. So I don't know where you want to start with this one, man.
That's tough. Let's go. I mean, obviously, Mahomes has a Super Bowl win now. Brady has 6.
Yeah. It's that's this is a hard
Tough.
one,
I
man.
don't
This
know
is
where
a
to
really
start.
hard game.
You can start anywhere. Let's
Yeah.
start. Okay, something, a topic I'd like to talk about is home field advantage and how big of a
Oh, yeah,
part you think that plays. Even with it being a neutral crowd,
yeah,
what?
I mean, it has to play some type of advantage, right? For
Oh yeah,
for Brady and those guys because they've been
Tampa
there,
man.
practiced there. They know what that field is. They go out to that field. They know everything about it, right? So even though some of those guys haven't been there for that long, they're there,
Yeah.
right? They've played there, 8 games, right? So they know what it is. They know what to expect. They know the field. It's going to be an advantage. Home field is always an advantage in sports. I know some people will always, they say that some of it's not, but it is. It always is going to be. And it's crazy that it's happening for freaking Tom Brady. So
I think a weird thing is that despite Tampa Bay not having home field advantage or not winning home field advantage during the regular season, they get home field advantage for the Super Bowl.
yeah,
It's just crazy. I mean, that's just luck. I mean, it's not. I know people are gonna say it was, somehow, superstitious. It was somehow written up like that. I don't believe so. Football's so. I mean, you
they
could have. There could be 5. There could be 10 different teams that could have gone to Super Bowl than these 2 teams.
yeah.
It's.
Well, they worked their way to get there too. They had to win some games to get to the Super Bowl, so
Mm-hmm.
not like it was an easy stretch. They had to beat some good teams to get to the Super Bowl. So to get that home field advantage, they had to beat, the Saints and the Packers are two really good teams, and to beat those teams in their home field, to beat the Saints in the Superdome, and then to beat Green Bay, the Lambeau, it's just hard.
Yeah, they're
That's
the
that's
best
a
team
hard.
in the NFC for sure.
Yeah. So to do that, and for other teams not to give them credit, yes, they got home field advantage now, but it's rough, and it's going to be rough, for Kansas City to go in there. But if there's a team to do it and not care, it's Mahomes and that team. That's not going to. I don't think it's going to bother them at all. The thing about those kids is that I think that's their attitude, is that meh.
Meh.
It's just meh. We're just going to go in here and do our thing, and we're just going to put up some yards, and we're just going to put the scoreboard up, and we'll see what happens. So I just yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I don't think that it's going to have that much of an advantage, but it is going to be a little bit of them for them. Just comfort level for them, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. These offenses, man. Kansas City, man. We've seen time and time again for the past 3 years. Not even, last year they won Super Bowl, but even year before that, where Mahomes threw 50 touchdowns. Oh my God! How is this Tampa Bay defense gonna have any chance at holding these guys? Because there's no way they're stopping them, but holding these guys enough to where their offense, Tampa Bay's offense, can win this ball game.
Yeah, I don't. That's where I find the trouble, man. I honestly don't think that they're not gonna have as much success as they did against Rodgers stopping. It's definitely going to be a harder time stopping that offense. Mahomes is going to have more success because he's going to be able to move the pocket and get out there and scramble way more than what Rodgers was doing and stuff. The pressure is going to have to be brought much more, and they're going to have to probably spy Mahomes, a lot more than what they did on Rodgers. I don't know. They're going to have to come up with something, and however I don't know, they're going to guard Hill. I don't know how they're going to do that because that dude is just ridiculous. So we'll see. Their defense is pretty good, but however they figure it out, they're going to have to do something. I guess that's what we'll have to figure out here next week, but it's going to be interesting. I don't really know. That's what's really intriguing in this one.
Hold on. Having some technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties. That's what you were saying.
Yeah, something like that. I think the big thing for Tampa Bay is not necessarily being able to stop Kansas City, but it's going to be able to get turnovers and timely turnovers. Turnovers with good field position. That's what they did against Green Bay. It was a big part of what they did against Green Bay. So, as for Kansas City defense, nothing, it's not talked about a lot because of how good, when you got offense like that, they can be on the field as long as they can be on the field. It's crazy to not underestimate this defense either. They definitely got some star players on defense. I think it's definitely not going to be as easy for Tom Brady to move the ball like Mahomes is, but if they can take care of the ball and not have too many 3-and-outs or really any, not punt too much, I think they have a good chance of winning this ball game. But
yeah, definitely agree with that.
It's been usually Super Bowls and past Super Bowls, there's usually one team is kind of the offensive powerhouse and then one team is just defense. And this year we just got two offensive powerhouses there. It's gonna be fun scoring game.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think it's going to definitely come down to the ball management with who's going to take care of it the best, things like that. but we're definitely gonna see what happens. It's gonna be interesting. I don't, man. It's such a toss up, man. I don't. I've never, out of all the Super Bowls, man, in a long time, I've never had one that I'm like so just, I don't know, because with the teams that are going in there, they're so different, and even at the same time, it's just so crazy. It's just a weirdness to the game, because it's just how do you get the powerhouse, and just how fast and explosive Kansas City is, and how they can score, and then you have just this crazy Tampa Bay team that just like they're just methodical. They just know what to do with the ball, and you just watch what they do on offense. It's just how do you stop that? And it's just going to be a good chess match. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it. I don't, like I said, I don't. There's not too many Super Bowls where I'm like, it's going to be cool. I think this one's going to be fun, man. I hope it's not a blowout. I hate. There's been a lot of Super Bowls in the past that are like, this is going to be a great Super Bowl, and then it's like 45-10. It's boring.
You mean the Seahawks versus Broncos a few years back?
Yeah, stuff like that, But then that was one of the ones I'm like, this is going to be a great Super Bowl, and then it was horrible.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. It was hard to see that offense, with how good they were, do that bad in that Super Bowl. But anyways, back to this one. So let's get into your prediction and your score prediction, all that fun stuff. Me personally, I think it's gonna be 38-35 Kansas City. That's my score prediction.
38-35 Kansas City. Yeah, I was gonna go 41-35 Kansas City.
So we got the same for Tampa. It's going to 35 points.
Yeah, I was just figuring that they'd get it right around there. I was thinking that Tampa might be able to put up more points, but I figured that Kansas City was going to put up more. I was just figuring that I was just thinking earlier that Kansas City was going to somehow get the ball and just put up more points.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was thinking 41.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a lot of touchdowns, man. I hope it's a good game, man. I mean, that's what I hoped between the Packer game and Tampa game, and it was a good game. So that was, regardless of how heart-wrenching it was a good game, fun to watch. Watched it down to the last few minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it is like a last-second score.
Yeah, I hope it comes down to the last drive.
Yeah, that's what I really want. I mean, even if it's whatever, even if it's a huge score, I would like it to be scored. Give me something in the last 30 seconds, the last minute would be fantastic. I would love to see something like that. It would be great.
Yeah. Another question I got for you: how do you think this game's gonna be officiated? I mean, it's not the same crew as that did the Tampa Bay Green Bay game, but I know they got a female referee in there, which is pretty cool. She's been in the league for quite some time. It's not something they're just sticking. They're not sticking. Hey, we're gonna stick this female in there just to have one. She's a good ref, line judge. Along with the rest of the ref crew I've looked at, they're all been in it for a long time. They all know what they're doing. As always, yeah. I mean, but there's always that one big play, man. You think there's gonna be there's always a big play. I don't even need to ask you.
I hope it's reffed the same way that the Packer Tampa game was reffed, man. Minus that one flag at the end of the game. If they do throw some flags, man, I mean, hope they're just little ones, nothing big. Leave the ticky-tack stuff out of it, man. It's a Super Bowl. Let them play. Let them hand fight. Let them play down the field. Let them do what they got to do. As long as there's nothing big grabs, to stop people from doing stuff down the field, I'm okay with it. Just let them play. Let them give it all on the field. These guys work their ass off. their entire life to get to this point. This is what they're dreaming.
Don't cheat them out of it.
Yeah, don't throw a flag because they're touching. They're doing this. If he grabs them, okay, throw it. It's fine. But don't throw it because they're touching each other down the field. It's just unnecessary. And so I hope it's a clean game. I don't want to see anything dirty either. There's been some of that. There was some of that in the Bills Kansas City game. There was a little bit of roughness and stuff towards the end of that game. They don't need it. Just let it go. Just get some clean. Let's have a clean, good game, and it's just fun with it and stuff. So I hope it's good. It's fun. I hope Kansas City wins. Well, I like Tom Brady. Tom's the GOAT, but we gotta go for Mahomes, and I got my boy Luke out in Utah, so I gotta go for my boy Luke in Utah. I gotta go for Kansas City.
Man, I was seeing some memes, man, about Tom Brady winning his seventh Super Bowl. A bunch of people posting pictures of Michael Jordan in a Lakers jersey this next season. Oh man.
More like Michael call up Pip and Dennis and hey, get your walker out.
Yeah.
Going down to Chicago. Yeah, I think it should be fun, man.
For sure, man.
All right.
You watching it?
I think I'm all out, man. I think we can wrap this thing up if you're ready.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, everybody have a good week.
Yeah.
Have a fun Super Bowl. Stay safe.
Stay safe. For sure.
Peace.
Peace.